my key approach is that most of business is about controlling risk, and dealing with people is no different to any other business decision that we make day to day. So it's understanding the risk and minimising that risk. So obviously the starting point in any organisation is hiring somebody, and my general rule is do your best to keep the fools out of the business in the first place. There often is a pressure on managers and supervisors, and so those sorts of people, do your best to keep them out of the business. Work history is a good indicator, but not the only indicator, and resumes are often exercises in creative writing. My recommendation, and then also if they're not Australian born, clients who keep getting themselves into trouble by hiring people who don't have the right visa status. So just check. Very reasonable that you ask, can I see your visa? Which visa is it? What rights does it give you? Just make sure they can actually legally work, because the employer will be held accountable. Okay, so we've got past the recruitment process. Then what should we really do when we're inducting somebody? I would recommend a really simple checklist. Again, doesn't need to be elaborate, but what are the key things that you want to tell this person? Now, and the information that we usually ask a new starter, tax, superannuation and bank details. Again, if you've got a simple form that you can hand them, it just makes it all easier, rather than 3 pieces of paper. Next question is, okay, we've hired them, we've inducted them, probation period. The Fair Work Act says that an employee doesn't have access to an unfair dismissal for the first 6 months, or 12 months if you're a small employer of less than 15 people. I'd say use it. So if they really are not going to make it, that's what that probation period is for. You don't have to follow a process. If it's just not working out, you can say, it's not working out, the fit's not right. Thanks for coming. And you've got to pay them their notice, which you should know before that. Just a little reminder, unlawful dismissal is still available, which means you can't terminate somebody for an unlawful reason. The protected reason is religion, their gender, their race. So again, don't fire somebody the day after they take a sickie, because they'll blame it on that, and you'll have to explain it. So just be aware of it. It's not a big issue, but just be aware of it. There is a need or an ability to balance the needs of the business as well as the needs of the employee. Employees are often surprised when you say, hang on, it doesn't suit the business, and it's a worthwhile conversation as long as we're being reasonable. What the issue is should dictate which warning you go to. When we get to the termination, it's about being strategic and making the best decision that we can. It's worth remembering. The other thing that's become a habit is people giving notice and not wanting to work their required notice. Again, if they're not the sort of person that's going to damage the business, I'd recommend having them work at least some of their notice. The awards allow you to hold back a week's pay, the modern awards. But it's more than that. It's just, I talk to people about their reputation and you're leaving the business. What's going to follow you when people history check? You left us in the lurch and didn't give us time to find a replacement. That's your call. most people will work some notice. But it's just something that's emerging as a bit of a habit of people not wanting to work their notice. Almost there. Tackling people problems head on. Hard not to get emotionally involved, but when dealing with people problems, it's not personal. That's why sometimes a person like me as an external can be a little bit of a help, waiting for us to deal with it. So we don't do ourselves any favours. If you're unsure, find some practical help. I'm sure we've all got networks of people in senior roles that you can bounce ideas off. I know you're members of an industry association. There's Dr. Google, be careful, but it's there. And then there's people like me. So there's always some help over there, out there to help you through the day-to-day problems. At the end of the day, good luck, and there's my details if you ever need me.